What's up? I'm gonna talk about these electric foods today. Got these ankle weights on them. Uh, yeah, the pull-ups and the holistic workouts are the best. But you need that electric fuel. You don't need that acid fuel. Like I was saying, the body is electrical. Like the palpitation, the beat of the heart is 4,000 pounds per square inch pressure. That beat would not occur unless it was electricity producing it. The only thing in the whole universe that can create electricity is the friction between copper and carbon. And you can find that in the eel in Brazil. You rip it open. It uses electricity to kill its prey. You rip it open. Huge amounts of copper and carbon in there. You can look at a match. It's carbon. Swipe it on a copper strip. Lightning. Carbon dioxide, carbon in gas form, and copper molecules in the water vapor create lightning. Or a car, the generator, or any generator, is a copper wheel with carbon brushes. That resonance creates electricity. Where do we find that in the human body? What controls the electricity of the body? The brain. The brain is two organs in your brain. The pineal gland, which is really an organ because glands only secrete things. Like a sweat gland doesn't create the moisture or the water, it just secretes it. The pineal organ creates things, melatonin, serotonin, dimethyltryptamine. So by definition is an organ. So really you have two organs in your brain or in your skull. And then so the friction between the pineal organ and the cerebral cortex, that's what creates consciousness or electricity. The pineal organ is carbon, and the cerebral cortex is copper. The body is just made up of 102 minerals, each mineral having different electrical rate or an atomic number. And carbon, of course, has an atomic number, electrical rate. Hydrogen and oxygen, those chains make up 75% of the body, because as you know, the body is 75% water, 78% fluid, because minerals can be in fluid form too. So with that said, and it's non-debatable that the body is alkaline, which is another term for electric, because all energy is electrical. Like, look at a battery. It's an alkaline battery. The byproduct or waste is acid. The energy is alkaline though. The body is alkaline. It has a pH above 7, 7.1 or greater. So, with that said, an alkaline body needs alkaline fuel. Like my Benz. It needs supreme unleaded. I can't put regular in my Benz. Like a lot of people out there running on regular. No, you need to, you want to run on that supreme. You want on the alkaline. You want the electricity. That's what I'm saying. Like people, they really don't know what they're talking about when they say that starch is a food. It is not a food. What is the pH of starch? Has an acidic pH. It is acid. Therefore, it should not enter an alkaline body. And people will say, oh, there's acids within the body. No. When you withdraw something from the alkaline body and isolate it, it will indeed be acid. But as a whole, the body is alkaline, and it's about holistic health. Again, your liver is not more important than your heart. Your brain isn't less important. Like, everything is whole. It's all holistic health. So you need electric food, alkaline food, not acid food. So, like I said, starch is not a food. That's why they use it to control people. What did they give slaves? High starch diets. People are still slaves. That's why they're on high starch diets. What do you give a horse? Sugar cubes. Starch. What do you give a dog? Treats. Starch. It's all It's all for control. People don't understand that, but tubers, they have starch. No, the original tuber from Peru, from Lake Titicaca in Peru, is called the red rose. That's one generation from the original. But the original was a small red tuber plant that the Olmecs and the Maya, before Euro invasion, and people need to really do stop following his story. They really need to do some real research on what happened. It was a war over here. Columbus was he was part of the Spanish army. It was a war. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, and John or James Cook or Captain Cook they were part of armies, missionaries. That's war. They came and conquered and slaughtered and raped and pillaged. So his story is going to be different than the truth. You know what I mean? Like that, really, like, it's his story. So like if you take that, into consideration and realize that they never ate corn in South America. They never ate rice, they never ate beans. They ate the teosinte, which was a small kernel plant, and it was genetically manipulated. And whenever you genetically manipulate anything, it will have an acid base or a starch base because it's artificial. And people are so far gone to the point where they really think starch is a food. It is not naturally occurring. It is generated when you cultivate or hybridize, which is basically the same thing. When you hybridize something, it is the binding agent that combines those two plants of unequal frequency. When you take something from another origin, like even if it's a banana, you take it from a different origin and bring it, or like anything. They might be the same plant. Cannabis could be from the Hindu mountains. One could be from North America, like a ruderalis cannabis plant, and you cross splice them. That's a violation. That's hybridization. It's going to have an acid base or starch content in general. And if you're going to eat starch foods, you want to have a minimal starch content. Like natural non-hybrids, they have no starch content. And if you go with a cultivated non-hybrid, it will have a minimal starch content. And the further it gets away from the mother, the more starch it will contain. And anybody that knows about hybrids, even with cannabis or whatever, they know the further you get from the mother, the more potency it loses, the more acid base it becomes. So really, you want to have carbon-based electrical, because we're carbon-based. You want carbon-based fuel. It can't be acid starch-based, because that is chemical affinity. Carbon plant, carbon body. That's chemical affinity. Acid plant, carbon body. It's disaffinity, and you're going to have elicit unnatural responses. And really, that's what it comes down to. Is you want natural foods, and there's not many virgin forests the further you get away from the equator, and people emanate from the equatorial regions of the planet. So with that said, we're electrical people. We're people of the sun. So I get most of my energy from the sun. Really, like you don't have to eat every day. You're not supposed to. Every part of you needs rest. Anybody that does any type of athletics or anything, they know that you need to rest. And yeah, you should treat every part of your body like that. It needs a rest. The digestive system needs a rest. You can't eat every single day. Like I haven't eaten today. I'm not gonna eat today. And really, when you work out with nothing on your stomach, that's when you get the best workouts, because you're not using energy to process food. And if you're hungry every day or hungry all the time, then you're starving. You want to be satisfied. You want to be nourished. It's not about feeling full. That's satisfaction. That's not nourishment. That's really what I wanted to say about electric foods versus acid foods, because the body is electrical. It's alkaline. It is not an acid body. So the blood is alkaline based. There's really no debating this. Like this is really a joke. And I know people that go to Wikipedia University, they're gonna argue whatever, like cultivars, they're not natural. They're cultivars for a reason. They wouldn't label natural things cultivars. They call them cultivars because they're man-made. They're selective breeding. That's basically like what they did with slaves. Selective breeding to get something that you desire. But that's not nature. That's a product of man. That is not a product of nature or God, whatever. So that's really what I wanted to say. That all the the durian dick riders out there, you little durian dick riders, I know they're gonna try and jump on me, but y'all don't know nothing. You don't even own your own thoughts. I can see if you owned your own thoughts and you really tried to come at me, but I'm gonna be in Fiji soon, so I'm gonna be in the rainforest, and I might have to bring the starch kid out there just to prove this once and for all, because this is just so ridiculous. There's no starch in the wild. It's man-made. So that's really what I wanted to say, man. And get on your pull-ups, man. Get on your natural workout. That's really about it, though. That's all I wanted to say. All right.